Welcome. I want to congratulate. We had the free drawing, and one gentleman won it, and he already had a copy of Nuclear War Simulator, so he got a free copy of a liked value game on Steam. And so I'm happy to announce that winner has accepted, and he's gotten his free copy. So it won't be the last time we do a free giveaway on the channel. You know, I'm always believe in giving back. I don't make any money. I've only ever lost money making these videos, so I don't plan to buck that trend. So appreciate it from all the people that have liked, commented, subscribed. If this is your first time watching a video, please do so. Going to continue to put out what I consider high quality content revolving around nuclear war simulation. So, doing a quick video today. If you watched my other videos, you know I'm working on my magnum opus. Or is it Magnus opus? I don't really know. But it's going to be a realistic escalation that takes place over several weeks involving multiple countries. As part of that, I'm doing some testing along the way. So I started with the base mod World 14, which you can download off the mod list if you have Nuclear War Simulator. And I've edited the forces to be what current 2024 estimates. I've done the United States, and I have started on Russia now to be accurate to where we're at right now, best known standards. And so right now I'm going to do a test, though. This is going to be how much destructive power would be in one Russian nuclear sub. So let's say they caught us with our pants down and it's infiltrated close in. I have placed a couple ballistic missile systems. So there's a THAAD here in Southern California. There's a THAAD and some Patriots here. This does not build in the ground-based mid-course interceptor. I'm going to go off a kind of premise being very close and everything, that there's just not time to respond with that. It's not in there anyways. There's 41 interceptor missiles. They're usually going to fire about 2 to 3 per warhead. And so even with a lone ballistic missile sub, and if you'll see here, this is one of the Delta 4 variants. And if we look at targeting, each missile's MIRVed with 4 warheads. That's the belief based on from the Federation of Atomic Scientists in accordance with the START Treaty. And so there's 16 missiles with 4 warheads each. And so if you were to do the math on that, let's say very conservative, they'd be able to target 20 warheads with the ground-based mid-course interceptor. Well, you do the math on that with the 16 times 4, and you're looking at 64 warheads. So that would still leave 44 warheads if we were able to successfully intercept those with the other 20. So the current ballistic missile defense is wholly incapable of stopping anything other than a very small scale attack, unless we've secretly built out a brilliant pebble system. So I'll talk about that in another video. It may be financially viable at this point. So this is going to test, again, these aren't going to be striking military targets. This is going to be simply hitting cities to see what kind of population destructive capabilities would be on this sub. So let's start setting some targets. I'm going to walk you through basically from start. So we're going to hit some, let's say some bigger cities. I'm going to do 2 surface. Now when you do a MIRV targeting, it's going to limit because there's only so much range that single missile will be able to, for the MIRVs to strike elsewhere. So it's something to keep in mind. So if you're kind of locked in now, so I do 2 surface burst. I'm also going to do an air burst at 500. So now it's a separate missile, so it's separate targeting. So let's do the same thing. I'm going to hit Washington, D.C. We're going to follow probably a similar pattern here of a multi Prong strike. It'll be interesting if the THAAD, if they model having any interceptions. THAAD is not designed to intercept intercontinental ballistic missiles. They're designed for intermediate range missiles. They try to intercept on the terminal phase, which is exceedingly difficult, especially with ICBMs, because they're going extremely fast. I don't want to leave Los Angeles out. So let's hit some targets in Los Angeles. Houston's a little spread out with its population. It's a very big metropolitan area. Dallas is a beautiful place. I've been there before. Deep Ellum was a nice little place to check out. Atlanta. It's another place I've been. Another beautiful place. I'm not trying to get too granular on this. Just choosing some places. Just trying to get some good representation. The sub-launch ballistic missiles have a tremendous range, and being this naturally close. Just gives you an idea, though, so far how many I've set. It's still only a fraction of the 16. So, ton of warheads to go around. So, Miami speaking, Jorge Maxwell. I have a tough time pronouncing a lot of words, so you have to bear with me. English is not my first language. He just had a boxing match against Nate Diaz. I think there was a little controversy too. I didn't get a chance to watch it. I'm a big fan. But, you know, from what I heard, he was landing the better shots. But Diaz was keeping that very heavy, busy pace that he's known for. I mean, the Diaz brothers, I mean, they do triathlon. I mean, they got tremendous endurance. So, unfortunately, Philly. I tell you, Philly's one place I did not like. So I've been to Philly. Not a fan of Philly. But in defense of Philly, before any of the Philly people, I was at City Center, and they just allowed drugs and other things to just wreck that area, unfortunately. Don't want to get this into a political conversation, but the mental health crisis, among other things, in this country is getting very bad. They've closed a lot of psychiatric hospitals, and I think you're feeling the effects of it, among other things. Fentanyl and all that stuff. Let's see here. I think let's get some Phoenix love in here. Never been to Phoenix. I do have some friends that were out of Phoenix. We're actually Mesa Mesa. Hell, I don't know. Seattle. There's a big naval base on Whidbey Island. That's where the Growlers are at. It would almost certainly be hit in any kind of nuclear strike. Let's see here. Denver. Never been to Denver. Okay, where are we at? So 3 more missiles to do. So hopefully you're bearing with us. We're almost to the conclusion here. Let's see. Just trying to... Let's go Cleveland. Cleveland. Here, watch the Howard the Duck movie. Been to Cleveland. Indianapolis, I've been there. You know, I didn't care for Indianapolis. Let me definitely hit them. Maybe I get close to Broad Ripple. All right. So I've got 1 missile left. So I'm going to hit a little bit more stuff around New York. There's just so much population there. So let's go 1, 2. Buckle my shoe. All right. Just keep it plan A. Let's go ahead and strike. All right. So if you bear with me to this point, we're going to go ahead and let her rip. There's the attack plan, so you can visualize that. Starting to see the missiles starting to fire. You'll start to see when the warheads start breaking off, and they'll start turning into the red triangles. And then we'll start to MIRV out from there. MIRV, multiple independent reentry vehicles. It's amazing how both the space program and nuclear war, nuclear technology went hand in hand. All right. So it'll be interesting to see. So you're seeing them start to come down. They're going to start to MIRV from there. Trying to get as much viewpoint as possible. Just seeing if they're going to fire any of the defense systems. Yep, they did. You see one right there. Let's zoom in a little bit just to see what happens. Yeah, it doesn't look like it did any intercept. Yeah, unfortunately. Take this off. So if you're paying attention to the time, 20 minutes has passed so far, and already most of the strikes have happened. So that's the advantage of subs. Well, there's multiple advantages, but one advantage is if they're able to ingress in closer to the enemy borders, their missiles are going to land a lot faster than a traditional ICBM would, which is going to be a little over 30 minutes. So 24 minutes are past. Everything is hit now. Let's go ahead and start to calculate our casualties. Okay. 6.3 million U.S. casualties. So that would far exceed U.S. casualties in World War One, World War Two, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, Desert Storm, basically every conflict in the 20th century. In 24 minutes, you would far exceed those casualties. Small amount for Canada. Probably had some fallout, crossed over the border there. So looks like it's primarily going to be Detroit. Let's see. Maybe hitting some island there. Sorry, somebody complained that I was scrolling around too fast in some of my videos, and I understand completely. I get a little scroll happy. So let's take a look. So we see some of the ill effects. So that's one Russian Ballistic Missile Sub. That's Red October, the Sean Connery movie. That's one sub, and a lot of destructive capability in that one sub. So gives you an idea. So like and subscribe. Click the bell for notifications when I post a new video. I'll be ongoing work on my big one. I'm going to be posting videos along the way as I do things and test it out. I'm testing different scenarios, ways to start, and at different points of escalation. So I did one the other day showing a limited strike by China against U.S. military bases in the Southeast Asia. And so I'll be running different ones, testing it out, see how it happens, and see what the best way to proceed. So there we are. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.